Yeah, it's still... That's how we know. That's how we know.
Okay, anyway. So last time, after escaping the tomb that you woke up in, you all started trying to figure out where the hell you were within the Kingdom of Stoniel that, as Lyra figured out. You decided you weren't sure where you were, but managed to figure out eventually that or how to head south. Ran into a few death methods and killed them off. Found a decanter full of water that didn't really seem to stop. And you're just walking into the town of Grimsby. As we ended the session last time, I'll say.
Went into a inn.
Yeah, I'll say I'm gonna back it up a little bit and say just as you guys are walking in. So this little town is, as described, there's like, what do you call it? There's a large wind farm outside of it that you kind of have to walk past. And with like these tall propeller-like looking things on sticks essentially, but massive. And as you're walking into the town, there's no walls to this town, but the houses are built in such a way that they kind of block excess wind from the nearby wind farm, and they kind of have steepled roofs of varying sizes and heights. Most of it's made of, I believe, like a sandstone-y type of material. And can I get perception checks from everyone as you walk in?
Oh, heck yeah, I'm so good at this.
I didn't do a natural one. That's good.
Alright. Lyra, you...
normal.
Fair.
Hell yeah!
There it is.
Oh! Your friend and Gale, you're kind of like just too in awe probably of the wind farm behind you. But Lyra, you spot it first, and then a little bit later, Rena, you spot it. Kind of stapled, nailed, whatever, to a few buildings and posts and signage. You see a poster for, and I'd say Lyra, you recognize what it is immediately, but Rena, you think some sort of a performance is going to be happening soon. But Lyra, you recognize the name of the band, Satire's Rage. Is going to be performing in a couple days. There's seems to be excited people walking through the streets.
This is not a wanted poster with my face on it.
That is normal.
Let's say that out loud again.
Oh, what's that?
Nothing.
What do you want?
Wanted to know more about this band. Lyra, who's this band? You're the local.
Not from here, but I mean, I haven't heard of the band. I'm from like a couple. What do I know about this band?
I'll just say someone you used to be involved with is a member of the band.
Oh, got it.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Let's say the lead singer of the band.
Huh, cool.
That seemed like a Lyra thing.
Yeah, I've seen it before a few times. I'm not a really big fan.
Oh, are you a little fan of their music? Like a teeny one.
I wouldn't even say that. It's not very good, honestly. I don't get what all the rage is about.
Oh, are they awful?
I mean, that's up to you to decide, but I'm, like I said, not a big fan.
What did I think? They might be awful. We should be there to throw vegetables.
Is that
Oh.
something we can do?
Can we?
He said something about rage. I'm not sure if rage is good.
Depends on the context.
Point taken.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer not to go.
Well, if
I mean-
just Lyra decides that we shouldn't go, then I suppose we're not going.
But
These
now
ones-
the question remains, how do you
Alright, I will... You kind of roll your perception checks. Actually, I guess... as you're starting to wander further into the town, looking for an inn, because you haven't really been here, if you want to look, whoever wants to actually be looking can roll a perception check. I'll just take individual ones. I don't think passive if your passive is higher.
I think it smells nice here too, right? I think you described that kind of last time, where you can smell like the food in the air and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, probably, yeah.
Yeah, the Goliath is definitely sniffing that air.
Okay.
Lyra is
I need
very,
to decide
very
what I'm
distracted.
looking for.
Probably, looking around nervously.
Oh man.
Like we touched a touchy subject there.
So as you're wandering through the town, there's a few. It's starting to get a little late. I think it was starting to get a little later in the day. But as you're wandering through the town, you don't notice them immediately. But Lyra, you suddenly hear a familiar voice calling. No. You suddenly hear from behind you a familiar voice saying, "Well, well, well. Fancy meeting you here."
She immediately casts disguise self.
Hold on,
It just
I got
makes
it.
it to look
Turns
like
around.
look like her face a little different. Makes her face look a little different.
Alright, hold on, I
Do
gotta
I
do
see this
something.
happen?
I wouldn't assume I do. I'm still riding on Lyra's shoulder.
Yeah, I think if you look over, it looks at Lyra, her face looks a little different. Hold on, I gotta do something.
I spin around and I pull my sword.
As you turn around, you see standing there, arms folded across his chest, right behind Lyra, by a good 5 feet or so, a 6 foot tall human man with dark brown skin, piercing green eyes, what could be described as dashing good looks, short tousled raven black hair. He's wearing a cut-off sleeveless jean jacket in black with kind of like the studs, like punk style, around the collar and around the arms. Loose-fitting, rather worn through, but kind of artistically and artfully ripped jeans, like the slashes to the knees and the thighs, with thick, heavy, kind of like combat-style leather boots. He's got a lute or guitar of some sort, we'll say, because why not? Strapped to his back and a rapier on his hip. He's got an eyebrow piercing over the right eye and a rather lithe looking form and a pierced ears. And I just gotta make it's an investigation check to see through your disguise, right?
I believe one sec. Disguise self. It needs to make an intelligence check against my spell save DC.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure it was intelligence investigation, isn't
Yeah,
it?
investigation. Yeah.
Okay.
Succeed on an intelligence investigation check.
It's past 14. It's past 14. What is your spell save? Wait, I might not have that here. I'll say he like stops for a second, and it's passive is 14. And kind of squints and goes, huh, "That's a nice trick. Where'd you learn?" This is very odd. I'll just say, yeah, Vorrod is why you. I'll just say you know his name, but I know why you're asking, but you do know his name.
Hello?
Come now, you know who I am.
I'm really sorry. I don't. I'm not from here or anything, so.
Your Highness, is this man bothering you?
Come now, did I mean so little to you?
Why are you bothering the Highness?
It just totally ignores you. Which is hard to do because you're sitting on her shoulder.
I'm a fairy sitting on her shoulder.
He's very distinctly staring at Lyra's face.
About, what do you think, Gale?
Gale's gonna move between the two and put her sword up in this guy's face. Not like in his face, but like pointed at him.
He kind of like, smiles and, just doesn't move. Just kind of put his hand, whoa. And just...
Lyra will, like, gently, like, raise and it's like, Gale, one sec. I think, I'm going to go talk to him really quick and, figure out where he thinks he might know me. And she, like, gestures to, like, a nearby, like, corner and tells, Quentin to get off her shoulder for a moment.
It's not moving.
She pushes him off her shoulder.
I'm gonna say you'll make this. You can roll acrobatics, Quentin, and Lyra roll strength athletics. We'll treat it as a grapple check. Yeah, so you go to try and push Quentin off. He just kind of like grips his feet into your shoulder and leans backwards.
I have a bit of a personal conversation to have.
Quentin
You would be
likes
so
you.
kind. Gale?
I'm leaving you alone with this guy. He looks sketchy.
We'll just be right over there. You can watch the entire time. Like I said, I just need...
And I'm giving him like the ultimate fairy dirty eye.
And do you have a drawing book then? Are you going to sketch him?
No.
Later, your friend.
Just watching fascinated. He just kind of leans around Gale and just says, "No, Princess. There's no need to talk in private."
I would very much prefer a private conversation. If
Well-
you would.
Is your Highness really your Highness?
Yeah, right now. Dog champ face going right now.
He just kind of like sighs and says, "Well, if your friend would like to give us space, and that I don't see how."
Thinking about it, thinking how I'm gonna do this.
You might have to offer him something in exchange.
She pulls out a silver piece and hands it to him.
He's gone.
Quentin.
Right away, your Highness, with a deep holy bow, a royal bow. But as soon as she turns her back, and as soon as he turns his back, stealthing up.
Yeah, I'll let you roll a perception check because you're a little paranoid about this, Lyra, but you guys kind of pull us aside. You don't even notice him. You're too distracted.
Nope.
So,
Distracted.
pardon?
Can I do it as well?
Yeah, roll your stealth check. I guess yours is a disadvantage, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was gonna do perception.
Oh, perception, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I definitely saw that guy.
Woo!
100%.
You're too focused
Dave-
on me.
You're too focused staring at Lyra like you're not letting her out of your sight.
Oh, no.
It's like-
not looking at Lyra.
I know.
Looking at this random guy, and every time he's moving around, the sword follows him.
That's fair.
If he like tries to move forward, it's gonna just go up right next to his face.
Well,
So
All right, she'll be like, Gale, 2 minutes. We'll be right there, and she just kind of points to a corner a little bit more out of the way.
yeah, so he kind of like shrugs
They can
and
still see.
nods and kind of moves off to the side a little bit. And I'll say with a 24 stealth, Quentin, you can
So
easily
here's what
sneak
Quentin
up.
is doing.
Uh-huh.
Quentin is behind this guy,
Okay.
hovering, playing the I'm moving as he's moving game, and like merging into his back so Lyra can't see him.
With your size and that stealth check, I'd say easily. Like, no one knows you're there.
I'm also taking a close look at his earrings.
Fair. I'll say
One of those will go with me when I leave.
we'll get to that. We'll say as he kind of Vera pulls to the side with you, he just kind of like smiles and says, "How have you been?"
And fine, thank you very much. And at this point, she's dropped disguise self.
Fair.
You just let it go as they kind of walked. I have been fine. How are you?
You know, busy.
I'm sure life of a famous musician.
Yeah, we wrapped up the last tour and decided we were gonna do a little hometown concert.
Oh, how lovely. And then she like straightens up and like puts her shoulders back and kind of like he's taller than her, and she's looking up. She's like, "So help me, if you tell anyone I am here, that will be the end of you, and you will never perform in Chiliarans again." Oh God. Help me.
Sorry, what was that? I'm just laughing at that comment chat. I'm sorry. What did you say there, Lyra?
She said, "Well, that's lovely. And if you ever tell anyone you saw me here, or any of the sort, you will never be allowed to perform a Chiliarans again, so help me God. I will ruin your life. Are we understood?"
Show where?
He did you actually say that? Or, what was that?
Did Quentin say that?
No, he's listening.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Just-
The
I-
player is asking because she said it really softly and I couldn't hear it.
Chiliarans.
Sally Aaron. Okay.
Okay.
The middle country.
Means nothing to Quentin.
He's just like, sure. Vera just kind of like tilts his head the other way and kind of shifts in his stance a little bit and says, and kind of reaches his hand up goes to like put his finger under your chin if you let him.
For now.
And he just kind of strokes your jawline a little bit, and then pulls his hand back and says, "What are you doing all the way out here, Natalie?"
That is none of your business, actually. Bit of a personal thing I'm resolving right now. And by the way, you're not going to call me that. I'm going by Lyra right now.
Ah, so you're hiding.
I am not hiding. No, it's just not very wise to go traipsing around, you know?
That's what I mean. That they don't know you left, do they?
They know I left.
Let me
And it's
rephrase.
in your best interest not to let them know where I am.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They don't know where you really went when you left. Tell me, where do they think you are?
Tell you where they think they are, or are you going to leave it as it is and leave it here? I think I am. Are you going to leave it?
Let's tell you what. Come to the show. Come to the party afterwards. I think we could make an arrangement.
And she swipes his hand away from her chin.
Oh, you already pulled it away. You didn't leave it right out.
Okay. She goes, fine. We'll come to your little concert and your little party. And until then, you are not allowed to say anything on this interaction. Are we clear?
Crystal.
Perfect.
He just kind of pulls out something from his pocket and hands you, like a little sheet of parchment that just basically has, like, the name of the inn that they're staying at, which is where apparently the party's gonna be, called the Fluffy Red Rock. And just says, hold on to that so they know that you're invited. He just kind of winks.
And she folds it up, puts it in her pocket, and goes, have a nice day. And then turns back and leaves before you can say anything.
He kind of like, I guess Gale's watching, he's kind of like staring after Lyra for a little bit before he turns and moves to go back to a group of waiting people in the distance that you can't quite make out from this distance.
Two things.
Mm-hmm.
As Lyra is turning away, I am going to detune his, what's he?
Loot.
His loot.
His loot is on his back, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm turning all the knobs on his loot.
Roll a sleight of hand check.
Oh yeah.
Dear God, hold on.
Good.
He doesn't notice.
It's so perfectly untuned right now.
Yeah.
So randomly untuned. I love it. And I am swiping an earring as I run away.
Okay, roll that at disadvantage because you just had to make the motion start doing this loot, and then you're trying to pull an earring out of his ear that is very much attached. Like it's got a thing on the back.
Is it a double 10?
Be greedy.
No, an 8.
Even if it's a 10, I'll say with his passive perception. Actually, no, I'll roll it. As you go to reach your hand up to his ear to pull the earring out, you kind of accidentally brush your knee against his shoulder, and then as he like turns to look, your finger kind of brushes against his ear, and he just says,
Quickly lean forward and lean to his ear and said, "Don't you forget your promise, otherwise I'll hunt you in your night and sleep and kill you and you get dark evil stuff." And I fly away.
he's just like chuckles and wanders away. What would you guys like to do?
Gale, you wouldn't have actually struck the man down, right? Maybe just a little slice, but you shouldn't kill other people.
As you should. Can I do it? Can I get rid of him?
Not you shouldn't. You should never kill other people. He's like wagging his finger in Gale's face.
Think about this time, Lyra, you probably managed to come back.
Alright, now that that's been dealt with, I guess we're going to a concert in a few days.
Has anybody noticed Quentin's not there yet?
I'd say by now you probably noticed that Quentin's not there. Even at his height. You probably end up flying back.
Well, when I flew away from him, I flew straight up.
Mm-hmm.
And then over behind a building and came back from the other direction.
Took the long way.
Yeah.
Sprint.
I'll say you guys just see Quentin arrive suddenly out of nowhere. Not long after Lyra comes back.
It's a really good place over there that does pastries. Praying I saw something like that.
Did you get me one?
Sure.
No, she was a little too quick. She saw me coming.
Oh, that's a shame. Those bakeries, they're always running so quickly.
So what'd I miss?
we're going to a concert in a few days, and that is all. The
This is
situation has been
terrible.
dealt with.
What?
Yes, the terrible one.
Can we get vegetables?
You know what? Yes.
Oh, I'm so excited. I want tomatoes.
And why exactly are we going to the concert? Did he threaten you? Can I get rid of the threat?
No, there was no threat. More like a mutual agreement. But we
That
may
still
have
sounds threatening.
we may have had a thing in the past. Need to resolve it.
The Goliath.
I'm gonna
Go ahead.
elaborate on what a thing means. As
Okay,
in
we dated.
we're-
We dated for like 2 months. Okay. And it was barely even. I actually can't care. How long was it?
Hey, it's probably about that long.
We dated for like 2 months. That was it.
The Goliath like cups his hands together to like kind of like secret talk towards Lyra, but his voice is definitely not lowered at all. Are you a princess then? Was that real?
No.
Roll a deception check.
Oh.
I mean, your passive insight is 16. I like going with passives. Okay, whichever. I'll let you choose whether you go with your passive or not. How about that?
Was that a pet name between the two of you? Did he call you princess? That is adorable.
That's so basic.
Face is
He must have
very
ruled his
red.
world.
Yeah. Well, she's ruling our world currently, so it makes sense.
She does act like a princess. Maybe we should just call her princess from now on instead of just Lyra.
No, I prefer just Lyra.
We-
I
Just
said,
Lyra
bad
is-
memories. Bad memories.
And I suppose it might be a little strange as we're not as romantically connected as those two.
Yeah, but she is kind of like ruling our world.
Yes, but it seems kind of odd to call someone by their ex-romantic partner's nickname for them, so...
Quentin, you can call me
Exactly.
princess if you'd like.
Think about it. Just not as much fun as she is. Oh, damn it, I said that out loud again, didn't I?
Boy. Oh.
And I meant in that way, and just it's different. Let it go.
You just downtrodden.
Well, shall we
I think
find a
should go
place
find-
to rest?
Yes, that sounds lovely.
So you know.
After you, just Lyra.
So you know of one inn, but I'd say you know enough to know there's a chance there's more than one, but you're not sure. So you can either go to the one you look for the one you know, or see if you can find another one. Lyra.
Which is the one we know.
Find another one.
The one the guy's staying in.
Oh, yes.
No, she wants to find a different one.
All right. Roll a. I'm gonna say anyone who wants to roll an investigation check using charisma. So if you have proficiency, basically you can add your proficiency. Otherwise, just a charisma check.
So,
Can-
what was it?
An investigation check using charisma. So basically, if you have proficiency in charisma, in investigation, you can add your proficiency, but it's your proficiency plus charisma. If you're proficient in investigation.
Whatever
I'm
I
not
roll
proficient.
will be +1 because my intelligence is only +1 and charisma is +2.
Okay.
Can
I'll
the
just
Goliath
straight roll it.
specifically look for a
Okay, so it's
22.
Hold on. You're proficient in investigation, I take it, right? So it'd be 19 then instead if you're.
Well, I'm 19. I'm proficient investigation, and my modifier for charisma is +2, where my intelligence modifier is +1.
Well, you rolled 18 though.
I rolled 19.
It says 18 on the when I hover
sorry,
over it.
18. Sorry, 18 plus 3, plus 2 for proficiency, plus 1 for intelligence, and plus, so 22ish.
Oh, okay, fair. Either way, I'll say between obviously Lyra and Quentin, kind of asking around, and Quentin, people are fascinated by you. Like, not many people have seen a fairy.
I can imagine so.
So, like, even here, like, especially I would say especially here in Stoniel, like, but it's a little less common than, say, Everagil. Not that you know where these places are. But basically, combination of your charm, Lyra, and Quentin's just people being fascinated with it, kind of tell you about the fluffy red rock and tell you where it is, and a little tavern/inn called the Alcove, and tell you it's basically one is on one side of town and the other is maybe a few blocks up from that.
And what was the inn that
The fluffy red one.
Vorod was staying at? He was staying at the fluffy.
That's
Yep.
the fluffy red rock, yeah.
So
Either of those have a bakery.
I'm sure there's one nearby. Well, it's
We'll have to be quick before they run away.
It's starting to get late, but things are slowly starting to close up, but you can look for bakery if you'd like.
Yes, yes, please.
she's gonna lead them towards wherever they said the tavern alcove is, and let Quentin be, not Quentin, but your friend be on the lookout for it at the bakery.
Okay, your friend roll a perception check. I'll say you don't really see one not on this route towards the inn, but you can keep an eye out while you're in town, or take a look, or go wandering around later.
I swear I can smell them, but I can't see them. They're like specters.
Sure, you sure your eyes are still working?
Are they? Are you in front of me?
No, I'm behind you.
I could have sworn.
So you, as you walk into the inn, this one's a little bit, seems to be a little quieter, and Lyra, you imagine that's because the band is staying at the other one. But as you walk in, from the outside it looks to be a 2-story inn, and as you walk into the tavern portion, it's, I'll say moderate lighting in here. The seating is a little, whatchamacallit, that's the words. Little mixed mash in like the chairs and tables. So don't look like they quite match, but they're functional. They do pretty good. They got a couple of little booths off in the corner, mostly just few little tables scattered throughout, and behind the bar you see a human man. I gotta see my description on him. He's just kind of wiping the bar with a rag.
Like, so I and goes up to the bar and excuse me, sir, how much is it for room and food for the night? Or for a couple days, actually.
Where's my notes for that? He kind of looks up and he's got this is a kind of younger looking, he's got long braided black hair, blue eyes. He's only about he's pretty short, he's only about 4'11", so you're actually kind of looking down at him a little bit. He's got smooth, kind of reddish skin, kind of skinny, and a round face, with a short, kind of like Fu Manchu type mustache going on. And he just says, you want food and drink and lodging?
Yep.
Say for lodging it'll be 5 silver pieces a night, and meals 3 silver pieces per.
Perfect, thank you. She'll pay for 1 room and 2 meals right off the bat.
Just really quick, because last time we're retro, whatever the word is, like.
Yeah, I put my gold back on my character sheet.
Okay, perfect.
Oh yeah, sorry, my bad.
Oh no! I as soon as you just said that, I got to put that gold back because I stole that gold from your friend.
Fair. Forgot I said that. Anyway.
And that's
Just so I can make sure, just Lyra, we're doing like 2 rooms.
Yep, sounds good for me. I paid for Gale and I's room, so.
Okay, and I'll slap down the gold piece and say, I've got me in the big guy's room.
We get
But I get a reduced rate since I'm so small, right?
Roll a persuasion check.
Worth a try. Yeah, no.
He just kind of he's kind of fascinated by you and says,
No.
as fascinating as you are, and you are small, but I still run a business. So the rate is the rate. And he kind of will give back your change for that, and I can't do math, so I'll let you do that.
Got it.
Thank you.
Actually, so to the 1 gold I gave him for that is the gold I stole, I add another gold from my stash, which again is another world.
Fair.
And I'll take my 9 silver. So I've got our room and meals for the first day.
Alright. And he says, well, your meal will be out momentarily. And he turns to go into the kitchen.
Well, thank you very much, Quentin. That was very kind of you. Do you need to steal more from me?
No, I'll get some more from you later.
Okay, yes. I'll be on guard. You have to be very sneaky.
And I will break out my thimble-sized cup.
Yes.
Order an ale, big guy.
Yes.
And I'll just take my thimble-sized cup out of his.
Yeah, I'd say a couple minutes later, you could start smelling food at the back, and the bartender comes back. Is this gonna get you anything else?
An ale for me.
That'll be 4 copper pieces.
Yes. I only have these gold pieces.
I can give you change.
Okay, and I can't give them to you myself. The fairy will have to steal them from me.
Just kind of looks at Quentin.
It's a game we play.
And
As
holds
I'm
out
saying
his
that, I'm
hand.
also sleight of handing a copper or gold out of his pouch.
You definitely see that. Oh yeah, your
He
passage.
sees it and he almost looks kind of disappointed when he catches Quentin going for it, but he kind of like feigns. Oh no.
Gold. You can give him the change direct back, though. It's okay.
He just takes the gold piece, kind of looks at it for a second, and eyes you, your friend, and then pulls that change. So that's Jesus.
9 silver and 6 copper.
Yeah, thank you. Hand you your change back. I don't do math.
And I dump it into your pocket. Let's see if I'm better at putting. Am I better at putting money in than getting money out? Nope.
Nope. You literally just like stuff your hand in a pouch.
You'll have to.
I'm like you handing the coins into the pouch.
I mean, it's a lot of coins. So you guys go find a table while you're waiting for and shortly your meals do come out. Is there anything anyone wants to discuss? Either while you're waiting for food or as you're eating?
So, just Lyra, just to make sure I got this right, we're here tonight, but we have to be here 2 more nights, or at least 1 more night, because the concert we have to go to is in 3 nights?
Is that correct, Care?
Yeah, the concert's in 2 nights. Or 2 days, rather.
So it's
So-
the next day or the day after?
You're ending this day, so you get 2 more days to wait.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then that'll be the 3rd one. Sorry.
So, since we have a little time in town, are we going to, holding up the burn mark on my arm, are we going to check these things out somewhere?
That would be a good idea.
At least try to, I imagine. This is a smaller town, so I don't know if they're going to have many resources to do such things. We might be able to get a lead. Maybe other people have stumbled upon this town.
Temples or something here?
What was that?
No, we are not
There is.
cutting the flesh off the guy.
It would be very quick.
No. We may need him later. But we will keep that in reserve as our last option.
I'll remember this.
Can we make it not our last option? Can we make it our second
How
option?
about our second to last option? The last option being cutting the whole arm off. There we go. Anyway, back to what I was saying.
If you want
Just Lyra. Is there temples in this world of yours, or
Of course.
would there be one of those here in this town?
Probably.
Should we maybe go to them and have them look at it?
holy man.
Or is this something so bad that we don't want anybody to know it's here?
Why do you think I have the answers to all of this? I don't know.
Well, it's your world.
I have the answers to some things. not
You're
everything,
just
though.
Lyra. You know everything.
You are a scholar.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, you went to school and everything.
Still don't
Sorry.
know everything.
Gale, do you
Oh.
have a smaller knife?
Would I have a smaller knife?
I'd say whatever is on your inventory you have. Between what you would have found while you've been traveling with Lyra and what might have been on you when you woke up.
Here's the other side question, Lyra. Do we, how much do you dislike, and what's Vorad? How do you say his name?
Yeah.
Is it Vorad?
Yeah.
How much do you like this Vorad guy?
Well, we did break up. But I don't want him dead or anything.
Well, no. I mean, I've already done some things to him, but nothing that'll be forever harmful.
But you do.
He's gonna have a hard time getting his lute to sound right for a little while.
Do you like burst out laughing?
But I have an idea. What's the instrument that Lyra carries?
Violin.
I was sleeping.
You have your
No,
violin.
feed her.
I have, and I pull out my little flute. My flute points to Gale. These two are really strong and can probably do strength things. Why don't we put together a little show?
We're starting
Show.
our own band.
We can do like a little traveling show and go to, as we travel, we can go to inns and maybe stay for free instead of spending money. Maybe even make a little.
something we could do. Might
Gale,
take a little
I'll
bit
I'll
of practice.
probably make a little more because there'll be crowds.
It takes her a second to like put that together. She's like, oh.
Only the rich ones. You only steal from the rich.
Gale, can you say
But no, I was just thinking, would that be something you'd be interested in?
I said I don't want to get too big or too famous or anything, but
why?
it might be worth it to get some free lodging, make a little extra coin here and there.
I know some little sleight of hand magic tricks. I play a pretty good flute.
Why don't you play something? I've heard you play. You've heard me play.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I will roll right into a Feyland ditty with the flute.
Roll a performance check.
Goliath will immediately
It's
get
actually pretty good. You don't recognize the music, but it's pretty good.
She looks a little miffed. She's always been like the best at music, but she like smiles and goes, "Oh, that was lovely. Where's that song from?
If
I
I'm
never heard it."
playing, I will use pauses in the music to cast Druidcraft and make like little flowery light displays come up around me and stuff like that. Add a visual component to it.
Well,
Yeah,
how
it looks
strange.
It looks gorgeous. Like there's like little flowers and lights floating around. It's kind of pretty.
I slide
I
into
love
something from
the
Arctis
flute.
Tor and I make like little snowflakes.
What should I play?
And you play an instrument.
Well, I'm sure I can.
Do you have experience?
Perhaps. I would have to try.
I was thinking that, well, Gale, you can be our strong arm. You can stand in front of him, make sure nobody hurts just Lyra.
I was curious. Could Gale,
So like our bouncer.
Gale, can you sing?
I've never tried singing, but back in my army days, I used to play the war gong and the crash cymbals.
That's perfect. You should definitely get a set of those. Do you have a set?
Not on me.
Ah, yes. That is our most important task.
Yeah, what can you do?
Acquiring a war gong.
So I can transport it around, I guess.
How strong are you, big guy?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm extremely strong, and he'll flex his bony arm.
Okay. Never mind, that was a bad idea.
Wargong. I'm just looking up this, so I'm trying to find an image. For reference, Wargong, a metal gong traditionally made from shield, particularly the shield of an enemy. Both goblins and dwarves make and play wargongs. So it's like a big,
They're like usually tied to posts.
yeah.
Nice.
For
If you ever
reference.
look at, I want to say it's Chinese. Chinese has a lot of war gongs in their. They're big.
There, I put an image in a Discord list. I hope I did. Nope, I didn't. Don't use that. I don't know what that is.
But crash cymbals are easy to find. That's just a set of symbols.
Or any two pots and pans.
Or two people's shields. Or my shield and my sword.
Or your shield and and our friend's head.
Oh, can you make
I'd
me
rather-
in the head?
You wouldn't hear it for very long.
Image in Discord.
Yep.
Oh shit, yeah.
Ish.
But I think we could set up something that would not only be practical, but kind of fun.
I'm very excited for this idea.
Yes,
As
I
long
think
as
this could be-
just
yes,
Lyra says this is okay.
I think this could be very fun.
I used to play an instrument, actually. I did. I remember now. It was called the Wallabaloo. It was a giant balloon that you could slap and pluck strings on. We'll have to get one of those as well.
Insight check.
Um,
Absolutely believe you. No matter what.
Lyra wants to know if she's ever heard of this instrument.
I'm gonna say with your background and like knowledge and everything, I'm gonna say no. Just right off the back. Right off the bat.
Very confused.
A thing that I made up on the spot doesn't exist.
Never heard
Sure, they have those in this world, though.
Ooh, maybe we'll have to make one.
Okay, I'll help.
You are a good acquaintance, Quentin.
Yep, that would be me. Anyway,
Anyway.
So-
Anyway,
what do you all think? Should we try this? I was thinking, like, we could rotate on in turns going. Lyra, you could play for a while. I could come up and join you for a while. Then you could go for a while, and we can have the cymbals come in and out as whenever Gale would like, because Gale scares me. And we'll spend the next couple of years looking for a Wallabaloo.
She shrugs. She's like, I'm not sure why you're all so scared of Gale.
I'm not. She is a very kind person.
As soon as you say that, Quentin gets up, floats over, and puts his body next to her sword. Her sword is twice my size.
Why?
I mean, that
it
is fair.
She's really good with it.
And she's protected me with it many times, including just Lyra.
I don't think she knows what to say to that.
Anyway, I think and Gale can hear it. Barkeep!
Yes.
Do you have like an iron bar or something I could borrow for a little while? Maybe give back.
An iron bar?
Yeah, something about a couple of feet long, like a crowbar maybe, or anything, a tool that might, something metal that is sturdy.
Oh, I have a
Not
I have
Really?
Hold it. Never mind. Your friend, can I borrow that crowbar of yours?
He just stares blankly for a second. Oh, me? Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
you.
if you want to, yes. He'll hand over the crowbar.
Oh Lord, this is a biggie. Hey Gale, hold this, and I'll drop the crowbar in Gale's hands. Bend it.
I'll try.
roll an athletics check.
I was. He's assuming Gale is super strong. No.
Nope.
Yeah, I'd say you kind of strain and you're like, nope.
No.
Wow, that was amazing. You didn't hurt yourself at all.
You
Well,
don't.
I'm a little rusty.
Oh, are you? We'll perhaps have to get some lube for you, perchance.
Hey guys, we're gonna hold that thought as well, okay?
I will clock it in my mind.
Good man. Well, how about juggling? Can you juggle?
Lyra or me?
Gale.
I already
have my talent here.
We got the flute player and we got the violin player. I'm looking for your two's talents.
I really don't think I would be the one performing in any capacity. I'd be scanning the audience for threats at any given point.
Oh, but
Roger
you
that.
have to be part of the show. We're a
She's the bouncer. Very important part of the show.
That's true.
Maybe you could dance. Or do funny faces to the children.
I think that's what we're going to say for you, big guy.
Oh, I can definitely do that. And perhaps I'll sing as well.
Let's table that thought as well. We'll keep that one in training.
There's a lot of thoughts in my mind now.
And we'll
Is it
go with the
getting
funny
full?
faces and entertaining the children. You'll be the daytime entertainment. Me and just Lyra will be the evening entertainment.
Yes. But I'm also part of the band, yes?
Yes, it's not a band. We are a traveling show. We are much more than just some silly band.
I
We
don't
do lots of
understand.
things. I know. Trust me, it'll work.
It's
Excellent.
okay, my friend. Me and you are a stage crew.
Yes, I will help you so much with that. So we build the
We
stage.
crew the stage. We crew the stage, yes.
Will do.
Now, that does leave just Lyra, you one very important job.
Yes.
You are the face.
Face.
Yep. Between the two of us, we've got to make innkeepers hire us to do this.
Oh, okay.
And that's going to be mostly you because I look a little too shady.
Everywhere.
No,
You
no,
look
no,
kinda shady.
no posters. We won't do like major capitals, but we'll do all the little towns where there's just one inn and they never really have musicians. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. That sounds very good.
Could I make posters of a different band so that we don't get too big?
Absolutely. I think that's a brilliant idea.
I would think so
Sounds
too.
like an excellent use of your skills.
Perfect. I just need poster paper, and I need paint, and I need another band.
First, what we're going to do is have you do small ones that we approve of. And then once we find one that works, that the whole group can approve that is a good one to do, we'll have you do a full size. So it's just a pencil and some paper to start with.
Oh, that sounds a little bit like bureaucracy. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, but remember, just Lyra has to approve everything for us.
Well, this is true.
Whew, I've never had to work this hard in my life.
You're doing a very fine job. I'd say you're almost like our manager.
I'm very proud of you.
As long as you don't mind your manager stealing a lot of stuff, we're good.
You'll have to get better at it.
I know. I'm used to stealing from smaller people.
Yes. But you'll get your practice in, absolutely.
But
Of
with
course, you
that,
don't want to you better get better at it, because I don't want to get kicked out of an inn because you were stealing. I'll have to sleep on the floor again.
Point well
should
taken.
stay in bed.
you want to see if the innkeeper here will let us play here tonight? Or do we want to wait and
so.
practice some tomorrow and kind of put our show
we
together?
might want to practice. We might want to
Okay.
practice. Find out what keys you're, good playing in. Find out what your friend can do.
A lot.
I'm sure.
Will be just Lyra and her traveling. What is a good name for a group of people? To put on
Just
show.
Lyra, and not just her.
Her traveling menagerie? No, that's too grand.
Pack of idiots.
There we go, just Lyra and her pack of idiots.
That's Seems about right.
Yes. Very good downplay, and then they'll realize that we're actually geniuses.
Although we may not want to tell the innkeepers that name, that'll just be our name for us. We'd like them to hire us and not to make us pay them money to do this.
All right then. Those were a band.
With that, I will lean back, and I'm standing on the table this whole time, so I'll plop down to the table, take another scoop of my cup out of Just Friends ale, take a little sip, and start playing my flute.
Alright, I'll let you roll that 20 performance check, because why not? As you're sitting there playing, everyone else make a perception check. I was gonna let you roll the 20 you already rolled, so.
Oh, well, I thought you were going to want me to roll another one. I'm sorry.
Nah.
I'll take the 15. It's still pretty good.
Practice now.
And I'm not paying attention, so
Okay.
I'll skip the perception.
Yeah. You're busy playing. Your friend, Lyra and Gilly, are probably busy eating or watching Quentin play. Your friend, you're kind of looking around, you're very curious, and you notice a group of people have started to come in like pairs, occasionally groups, singles. Group of people are starting to gather up on the other side of the tavern, and they seem to be in hushed conversation.
How many of them?
Probably 10, 12 maybe.
Actually dressed?
Just regular, Sonellian clothes that you've seen most people wearing here. They're kind of like looser fitting, generally dark colors like black, which, fun fact, in the desert, wearing black is actually better than wearing white. Anyway. But there's like looser fitting clothes, kind of black in color and dark in color in general, and just standard. Doesn't look too fancy. No, doesn't look too fancy at all.
Big wide grin crosses the Goliath's face, and he doesn't say anything. Still sitting in a seat with his almost finished ale, but his long bony arm extends up into the air as he does a huge wave towards the people.
You see one man, younger looking, kind of mop of kind of sandy blonde hair, and just kind of like he's talking, kind of looks over and kind of slowly waves and then goes back to his conversation.
Potentially more friends. Don't they look mysterious over there? We should go say hello.
Are they armed?
Nope, they look like just regular common folk.
No, I think we let them be, my friend.
Yes? That's a very boring choice.
It
Just
is, but
water.
everybody's entitled to their own privacy until I decide to sneak up and hear what they're talking about.
I
Right, just Myra?
understand. I see what you mean.
One second.
Oh man.
Miss Lyra, should we say hello?
Sir?
It's up to you.
I'm going to take Quentin, and with that, I'm going to get up and try to nonchalantly shift from table to table, sitting down and kind of like leaning in towards these people.
I'm gonna say roll a stealth check and a deception check.
Okay. Oh, there it goes.
Okay, so you kind of like, you like stand up, move to one table, sit down, and kind of like look around a little bit.
Kind of acting like he's like unhappy with the seat that he just found, and like the chair is like rocking a little awkwardly, so he moves to another table.
Yeah, so I'd say eventually you can make your way next to that group.
Just listening in.
Roll a perception check because they're talking in hushed voices.
Holy shit.
Jeez. I'd say what you catch is I'm gonna summarize it. You just hear one man, older gentleman, kind of graying hair, kind of bald on top, just a little hair in the back. Sorry. Kind of lined around the eyes. And he just says, "Lewis, I don't know, like, we can't get on his bad side. He's got his fingers in everything. Like, he's the Minister of Operations, for God's sake." For harmony's sake, there we go.
He said, who? He said to Lewis, who has his fingers in everything?
He didn't say a name. He just said he.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. He didn't say a title?
Minister of Operations is what you heard.
Minister of Operations. Okay. That's all he can pick out.
And then the sandy blonde haired kid that you saw wave at you briefly, short back, well, like, I know that, but we've got to do something. Like, this has been going on long enough. He's getting away with it.
They probably look like they're probably pretty upset, eh?
Yeah, they look a little disgruntled.
The Goliath, like sitting at the table so close to him now, he just does this huge, obnoxious, like, stretch and yawn. Oh, I wish I could help someone with some sort of problem. Like, pushing his voice out towards this group.
You just see, the older gentleman kind of look over and says, "Can we help you? This is a private conversation."
Well, yes, I didn't mean to intrude. I've just found the perfect seat, and it's just been so boring in this town that there's no real discourse, I've noticed. And I like a little bit of discourse, so I can clean it up and make it nice and happy for everyone. It's my trade, you see.
Roll a deception check?
It wouldn't be persuasion for this lad.
I'm not
Who
sure.
knows? He's a mystery.
I don't know, goddammit. He's just kind of looking at you and just says, "Are you on your own?"
Oh, I have friends.
Do you? Are they of the same mindset?
Oh, perhaps. I haven't asked them on. It depends from job to job. Sometimes I work alone, and sometimes my friends might join in. It depends on the job.
Sorry. He just kind of, the older gentleman just kind of, well, this is this is something that if you're going to help us with, the more people, the better. It's probably not a solo job.
Oh, so you're saying that there is a sort of issue?
I mean, of course, we wouldn't be meeting otherwise.
Oh, well, me and my friends came here to share in just the beauty of this tavern. But I could perhaps bend their ears. I call them over for us to all discuss this possible arrangement.
If you think that they can be discreet.
And he waves at everyone else.
I'd say by now you guys have probably noticed your friend is wandered away. Roll. No, it's not two. There's this group and you guys and a few others. I'd say you guys can easily spot them. Talking to this larger group. To whether you guys are staring.
And she's like, what do you think he's doing?
From prior experiences?
We don't want to know.
Probably trying to
Probably
befriend
better
birds.
not to know.
New friends.
Oh, that's nice. You should stay with them for a while.
You're doing great, sweetie.
No one comes over.
Thinking about
I
it.
mean, wait.
I'm assuming no one comes over at that point. So the Goliath turns back to the group there. Well, they might be a little tired at the moment, but if you filled me in, I could maybe persuade them.
Roll a persuasion check. They're kind of eyeing you up and down, and just kind of say, "I seem trustworthy, but I don't know. There's something about you. We're meeting in a couple of days after the concert, once things quiet down a little bit. Maybe meet up with us then."
Yes, we will be at that concert. Are you going as well? Are you playing?
No, the band is playing.
Yes.
Some of us, I think, are, but most of the town is. The band is from here, after all.
Yes. Well, hopefully I'm easy to spot out. If you change your mind, you can always approach us later.
Alright. Yeah, you're easy to spot, that's for sure.
I do try to be kind of a little. Well, I could maybe use a little bit more flashy clothes, perhaps, but I'm always there waving if you're ever looking.
Yes, no, you're pretty noticeable as it is.
Well, I thank you for the kind compliment. And what is one of your names, just to have some sort of connection?
The older gentleman says, I'm Robert. And
My pleasure, Robert.
he jerks his head at the sandy-haired kid and says, "This is Louis, L-U-I-S." And most of them kind of like siding each other, and a half-elven young woman with red hair and green eyes and kind of middle-aged looking pipes up and says, "I'm Tyra. Tyra."
Q-Y-R-A?
Tyra. Tyra.
Tyra. Okay, I got
Like Tyra Banks.
you. It's a pleasure to
Guys.
meet all
You
of
met Tyra Banks.
I am your friend. Don't forget.
Good to meet you. They kind of like look at you strangely, like, what?
And then with that, the Goliath just stands up and then walks back to his table and sits down with a bit of a thump and just a stupid grin on his face.
Did you have fun?
It was a lot of fun, actually. And he'll like lower his voice at this point. Well, there's seems to be a little bit of discourse happening in this little town, which is quite exciting.
Just real quick
Apparently-
before you go any further, buddy, did you tell them your name?
Hmm?
Did you tell them your name?
Of course.
Hold on a second. Hey guys. Yeah, his name is your friend. We don't know. I just wanted you to understand what he meant by that. And I give the little thumbs up and go back to him.
They kind of like, just look at each other and go back to the conversation.
The Goliath looks completely confused by that disruption.
It's all good, buddy. Keep going.
Yes, anywho. Yes, I heard them whispering about a minister of operations, and apparently he's reaching in a little more than he should, and he's causing a little bit of problems for the people around here, is what I put together. But they didn't want to tell me much, because they figure I couldn't do the job on my own.
That's kind of what minister types do.
Like, sorry, go ahead.
Like, here, how familiar am I with the,
I was gonna say roll a history check.
Alright.
Actually,
government
I'll say you can have
controls.
advantage because your track.
Alright.
Actually, no, I'll go with your passive history score, which is 14. I'll take passive for this. I'll say you can't. You're having issues remembering exactly what you learned about Stonelian politics, but you think a minister of operations is like their equivalent of like a mayor type of thing, like someone that's in charge of some of the smaller municipalities. You think.
Oh no, I got really bored in that politics lesson.
There was definitely something wrong with the tone. They seemed to be quite upset, and from what I gathered from their visage, they seemed like good, kind people that probably were being taken advantage of.
I mean, that's not terribly unusual. I'd say most higher-ups tend to take advantage of the people, and most people don't like their higher-ups.
Do you do that often, Gale?
I think humans do that often, to be honest.
Yes, I'm sure that they do. Even more reason to, maybe put a stop to that once in a while, don't you think? Couldn't it be fun?
I suppose it could be fun, but not all higher-ups are bad. There are some good ones.
Hey, come on. Just Lyra, the government is there to take your money. That's all they do.
But
It's not.
What do you call taxes? Hello?
Quentin, what if we helped these people so that they could have a little bit more of their money, and then they would pay us what he was stealing?
But see, that's not the way it ever works.
Why?
Because they'll put somebody else there to do the same thing, and that guy will end up doing the same thing, because politicians are corrupt.
That's not what they asked for us to do. They're just the first step. Get rid of this fella, or whatever it seems to be the problem. They didn't really tell me so much, because, well, you guys were very comfortable at this table.
Well, we'll listen to them if they decide to come tell us things. How's that?
Yes, I did actually mention to them that they could always approach us at any time,
Did
shouldn't
you
have said
know?
those words.
You really need to establish some work boundaries here. Being on
If they
call
approach-
all the
if they-
time.
If they approach me in the bathroom, I am stabbing you.
Oh, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't stab people. That's bad.
No, not them. You.
Oh, I see. I'm also a person, Quentin. I may look a little different than everyone else, but I am indeed a person, and you should not stab people.
No, you shouldn't stab people you don't know.
No, you should not stab people.
You can stab people you know when they do bad.
I'm not so sure about that one.
Trust me.
I'm going to not.
Probably a good idea. At least don't stab any of us.
No, I would never do that.
Good to know.
No promises on my side.
Oh, you're
Also good
funny.
to know.
Never know. I never say never.
You should say never.
I really, really highly recommend not stabbing Lyra.
I already said you scare me, okay?
Good.
So don't worry, I will never stab Lyra in a way that you'll know about it.
We are our own little government branch within our own little party. It seems like that a little bit.
I think you need a country to have a government.
What's
We're
the
the
difference?
country of Lyra.
Lyra still?
Just Lyra.
Lyra Lansdale?
Just Lyrarian.
Erica?
We'll be Lyariites.
Larico.
How does Lyra look with this conversation?
She looks like a cross between like absolutely mortified and also just like thinks this is the funniest thing in the world. And mentally she's like, oh my god. Slash when I go home, I'm telling my siblings all about this.
Well then, are we turning in for the night, or what would we like to do? Because we have the whole day tomorrow to go build instruments, poke around looking for bakeries.
Yeah, if you want to turn in for the night, you and me are sharing a room. You can go out and go out whatever you want, buddy.
You want me to go alone without you?
Yeah, I think you'll be big enough to handle it on your own.
Oh, I'm sure I could, but I'm so curious. What are you going to be doing?
Just sitting here playing my flute.
Are you?
Then I go right back to playing my flute.
You lean really close. Are you?
And I blare a flute note right in your ear.
He does startle him, but he's still smiling wide.
And continue playing my flute.
And what about you, just Lyra?
I will be turning in for the night.
Yes. You need a good night's rest. It'll be the first time in a long time that we've had beds.
Looking forward to it. Well, bid you all a good night.
Good night, just Lyra.
Alright, so Lyra heads on up to bed. Is anyone else headed after?
Lyra starts walking away.
Mm-hmm.
I will turn to your friend and say, now, I should let you know, though, your friend, there was this girl back home named Natalie that was just to die for.
He just stares blankly at you for a second.
And I just start
Oh, you're
telling
talking
the
to me?
story. And I use the name Natalie over and over and over again. just see if I get a reaction from Lyra.
So, are you saying this while she's out, still kind of downstairs before she's left?
Yeah, as you're walking away, as you get up and start to walk away from the table, I start telling your friend all about my fairy friend Natalie that I used to date.
She like visibly stiffens and like turns around and then just goes up the stairs very fast.
You like
Mental
this
note.
Natalie.
Natalie was really cool.
Like ice cold.
Oh, you could say that. I mean, it is Arctis Tour. And as soon as Lyra is all the way upstairs, I go right back to my flute.
He just looks so confused by the whole change. Ah. I'm guessing Gale follows Lyra up.
Yeah, Gale would have gone out after Lyra.
At that point, your friend stands up and starts heading towards, I'm guessing it's stairs up to the rooms.
Yeah.
And-
Those. Yeah.
Okay. And then, but he'll, before going up the stairs, he'll actually peek around the door and just watch Quentin from the stairs.
Alright, you watch Quentin.
Quentin will continue to play for quite some time.
Alright.
I'm just gonna do a little...
Was there any ale left in your cup that you left behind?
Just a skim. Oh, okay, he's sitting there watching the whole freaking time. He's almost like a statue, just watching with his beady eyes and this dumb grin.
We'll say that Quentin, sorry, was looking around the room to see if any of those guys over there look like one has more money than the other.
I'd say by now everyone else has started to filter out, and they all look about the same.
Okay. Nobody looks rich. Not worth it. Keep playing.
Alright. So how
Get
long...
another ale.
Mark the, whatever.
Marking it off. Say copper, right?
I think so. Four copper, yeah. How long do you play for? And I'm assuming your friend, you just keep watching the whole time?
Just keeps watching. He like shifts his legs as he gets a little bit tired, but he keeps watching.
I will move over by the bar and start, was it a who was the barkeep again?
As a younger gentleman with black
Younger
hair.
gentleman.
You didn't get a name yet.
I'll talk with him and and play the flute, flirt a little bit for fun, just to keep in practice, all that type of stuff.
I'd say you, throughout the course of that conversation, you learned his name is Bryce. Bryce. Do you eventually go up to the room, I assume? You probably
I'll feel out. Is Bryce like the owner or just like the barkeep?
A little bit of both, from what you could tell, like owner, barkeep.
So I try to get a little word about the area, about people. I also ask him about, traveling musical groups that go to small inns like his, what type of things he would want for entertainment, stuff like that. Learning about the world is really what he's trying to do at this point.
I'd say you probably roll a general charisma check.
Okay. Not very good.
I'd say you learn that this is one of the fairly smaller towns, like the three major cities of the size of the capital, are a little more bustling, a little more entertainment focused. He doesn't really tell you much. He's just hasn't really been to many other towns or villages, so he's not sure what they're like. He probably tells you that being almost smack dab in the middle of the kingdom. Well, and so close to the Great Barren Lands, which you learn is the desert to the north. Is both lonely and peaceful. And he tells you how the Satire's Rage, the band that's going to be having a concert in a couple days, is actually a band that's from Grimsby, and it's sort of the main source of entertainment when they come through town. And they're a rock band.
With that, as we continue on, as he starts talking about the town and about them, I will steer him towards what the town does for a living, and who are the rich people and how do they make their money and stuff like that.
He basically says like the principal industry in Grimsby is the wind farms, because getting power and pulling up water from underground and from even from as far as the ocean, which is a fairly long way from what he tells you, takes a lot of work. So they harness the fairly strong winds that blow through, and it's mostly that. He says that the richest people are probably he says it's a fairly modest little town. If there's any rich people, it's possibly kind of the town councilors, but particularly the Minister of Operations in particular. But no one's really quote unquote loaded.
Okay. Once I get a general, find out kind of, is there where the richer areas are, where these important people hang out, like where do they have their own neighborhood type thing, that type of thing. Once I get that kind of information out of him, I will do a little more small talk, play him a little tune, and head off to bed.
And it says that there isn't really a more affluent area of town. It's more just maybe some of the people that are big in the higher up in the wind farm company or agency, I guess, might be a little bit more well off, but everyone's kind of scattered around the town wherever they decide they want to live.
Okay.
As soon as Quentin starts making his way towards the stairs, unstealthily, the Goliath just rockets up the stairs, runs into the room, and hides under the blankets in his room.
Alright. So you just see your friend bolt as you approach.
I just float on up the stairs. I pretend to try to sneak into the room, not really stealthing it, but pretending like I'm trying to be stealthy, but I make enough noise to where he knows I've come in, and I've closed the door, and I've kind of locked it. Then I go over to the window, and I open the window.
He's sitting on the bed with the blanket pitched over him.
And then I'm like, I do all of that, and I prepare like I'm going to sleep, and then I, curl up on the bed and on the pillow actually, because it's big enough to be my bed. And I pretend to go to sleep.
Pretend or go to sleep?
I pretend.
Okay, roll a deception check. And your friend, I guess you're sleeping, so never mind.
Well, he's like sitting.
Okay.
Yeah, but I would say with that, even as he's sitting, out loud he just says, "Good night," and then he'll slump over into the bed and then actually start to fall asleep.
All right. So what do you do as you totally buy it that you're asleep, Quentin?
Wait a little bit till his breathing is steady and he's snoring or whatever he does.
It's just weird. His breathing pattern is freaking weird.
Once he's in a rhythm and I can tell he's asleep, I will sneak up and out the window.
Okay.
And I'm going to scout around the town and see if I can find some, just about an hour or so flying around the town, seeing if I can find the nicer houses and see if I can locate like the government buildings and the stuff that me and Bryce were just talking about. See if I can find any of those for later recons.
Roll an investigation check at disadvantage because it's dark out and there isn't really a lot of light in this town. You do not have dark vision.
I'd have rather had the 19, but the 13's not bad.
So you're a little lost flying around, and like even flying around, you find which makes it a little harder because of the nearby wind farms. You're getting buffeted a little bit more, so you might even have to end up landing and walking in your short little form because like you're getting buffeted around pretty good by the.
I will also, if I have to land, I will cast Disguise Self.
Alright.
And grow about a foot and take the form of a, what I know of as a halfling, and I'm not even sure if they're in this world.
Alright. Yeah. So you're on the shorter side for a halfling, but yeah, you look like a halfling. I'd say you've with a 13 investigation check, I say, and because you end up having to land, you find a few places that look like they might be a little nicer, but you can't really tell, and everything's dark. Everyone's asleep, so there's lights on to see very much.
Just a rough preliminary look.
I'd say you probably would find the main council building. It's just kind of like a squat little house building, kind of similar to the houses around it, where it's got the steepled roofs for breaking up the wind a little bit down near ground level. But you can tell it by like there's like a big sign that says town hall type of thing.
Gotcha. And then as soon as I get my preliminary looks in, I will sneak back and go back in through the open window and actually go to sleep.
All right. I'd say everyone gets a fairly good rest. Your friend, you do have like occasional like these flashes of that strange city, yes, again, and then, like, at one point you get a flash of, like, a distant view of a spire with, like, a donut-shaped curvature near the top. It's just flashes of, like, different creatures. You're not sure what they are. Kind of devilish and even possibly celestial and more Goliaths, half-elves, humans. All sorts. Just in like little fragments. But that's about it. But everyone can mark a long rest as you reconvene in the morning.
The last awake since I was out late last time.
Probably, yeah.
So I imagine we all meet up at the tables in the center of the tavern.
Probably, yeah.
Lyra takes a very long time to get up because it has been a while since she's been in bed. And I'm going to enjoy this.
Actually, your friend goes and pre-buys breakfast for everyone.
Alright, so same price as it was last night for a meal. Was 3 silver pieces per meal. And once Lyra and Quentin eventually come down, Quentin probably looks a little extra tired. What would you guys like to do?
What's on the docket for today? I know we're going to try and do some research on a mysterious sigil.
Was it the? Did we agree that in the temple?
I think that's a good place to start, if anything.
Yes, I think that would be a very good idea as well. And then our backup plan of me and Gale are going to tear our flesh off if it doesn't work.
That's down the road. Remember, we have other plans first.
Yes, or that's the next plan. We don't know yet.
Nope. That's much later. After you, just Lyra.
Alright, so I imagine they have their breakfast and everything.
Mm-hmm.
She does take a little bit more time to kind of like style her hair in a little ways that like is different than how she was yesterday. Just take a little bit more time to kind of disguise how she looks. Not full casting the spell, but
Okay.
okay, we're changing it up a little bit.
Do you have like a makeup kit or something? I definitely have a little bit of practice with something like that.
I don't, but thank you for offering.
If we get one, I could make you look fabulous.
I'm sure.
Keep sliding a slide look at Gale to see how she's reacting to those words.
She's just watching to see if anyone makes any sudden moves. She's kind of distracted.
It's pretty quiet in the tavern this morning.
Yeah.
What does she seem distracted with? Is she like just watching Lyra, or is it something else?
She looks very distracted at just like people coming into the room. Looks like she kind of got spooked by having to not be around Lyra during the meeting yesterday.
Pull 8 feet away.
Yeah. Okay, it was like 30 yards. Hold 6 seconds to run there.
I guess Lyra will just be like, alright then. And guess finish breakfast and head out.
Let's go.
Alright.
Clinton shall ride on Gale's shoulder today.
Will Gale allow this?
Yeah. Probably. She's not paying attention.
Fair. What would you guys like to do as you wander out into the town?
I guess look for some sort of holy building.
Alright, roll an investigation check. If you're keeping an eye out. Is anyone else looking or no?
Yeah.
No, I'm busy pointing out people who look suspicious, in quotes, to Gale.
Alright, I say Lyra, you kind of ask around a little bit and, you discover they don't really have a full-on temple per se, but they do have like a couple little, I guess shrines could be the word for it, to Harmony and Chaos and Equipoise, that are just kind of small ones positioned around the town, because it's not a really big town. They don't really have a full temple.
I have a question. Since we're noticing these shrines, is your friend familiar with Harmony, Equipoise, and Chaos?
Roll a history check at disadvantage, because your memory's a little fuzzy.
Yeah, Renee is definitely not familiar.
You're not sure. They don't sound familiar.
How
Alien
familiar is
god.
I would say that you recognize the symbology behind chaos and harmony, but the symbology for equipoise, which is, give me a second, it's basically like a set of scales. It looks foreign to you. You don't understand it.
Perhaps
I was
some
just
merchant-
forging on ahead, looking for anyone who like might work there or might look like they have like knowledge about this kind of stuff. But if they're just like shrines that are just, I guess, kept by like a janitor.
Yeah, they're just like little shrines that are basically like everyone just is everyone kind of tries to keep him looking nice. Collectively, like just dusting him off or like sweeping up if they're getting a little dusty or like trash is accumulating or whatever. It's not really anything official.
Right. After like I guess the second or third one they've found that just doesn't have anyone there, so it's kind of hot.
It's
Here we go, get
It's much
knives.
easier.
I think you know enough from like your history lessons in school that you know that maybe it's more common for some of the larger cities in the different kingdoms to have like libraries and bigger temples. But yeah.
So she just finds a spot, just like plops on the ground, like frustrated, arms crossed.
Yeah, it's probably like a little, I wouldn't say fountain because water's not really plentiful here, but like little, we'll say a little almost a makeshift green area, but there's only like a couple of like cactuses, a couple of trees that look like they don't really belong, but someone just planted them to make it look nice, and a couple little benches.
So the shrines didn't really work out then, eh? So are we moving on to Clan Knife?
I do think we might want to try a bigger city before we go to that one.
Oh,
But by all means, if you want to carve into your wrist, go ahead. That just might not end up well for you.
hell, are you interested?
No.
No.
Oh, I thought you were on board. Now
I am, but I think Lyra needs her hands.
Oh, well, she doesn't need to carve it off. We're just you and me.
We're holding off on that one, big guy. Like, table. Keep the thought in mind, just not yet.
Right, it's on the table. Gale, would you carve my wrist
No,
down?
no, it's
I'll carve yours.
tabled for now. We'll come back to it later.
I
Okay.
mean, if we want to try it, one person.
Dale, no. We're not cutting into
We
his
can always
arm
find
yet.
out if it works.
And I'm sorry,
It's a
I missed
little,
something.
scientific
Could we not
presentation.
find the temple?
It's just little shrines. There isn't really a temple.
You're all
It's more just like a place to like make make little like offerings, so to speak, to the gods, but they're not really. It's more of a metaphorical offering type of idea. Offer prayers and shit.
Well, if we're not going to carve my wrist out, what's our next plan? Do we want to maybe go build instruments? Or maybe do a little job work around here? Make a little bit of money, perhaps?
Maybe we find out if there's I don't know what you'd be calling sages around here. Just Lyra. Wise man.
I mean, potentially. But I'm not too familiar. And she kind of just, gosh, I am someone who is familiar with this place. And just like,
Mhm.
Just not too familiar. Potentially.
What about we ask your boyfriend guy?
Oh.
Sorry, your ex-boyfriend guy.
So you want to go up to basically a complete stranger to you and go, hey, I have this random thing on my wrist.
Well, no,
Do
I
I get
figured
off,
we'd
or-
have you go up to him and say, hey, who in town would know strange stuff?
Oh, or maybe we could ask your girlfriend, Quentin, that Natalie.
What, Natalie is in Arctis Tor. That would be a little hard. She's kind of a princessy type.
Is that around the corner?
No, that's a bit of ways.
Oh, well, that doesn't work for that.
She looks very distressed.
I'm loving this character.
What do you want to do, Gale?
Well, I mean, I personally think we should escort Lyra back to the place we're staying, and I can go find this friend and get information persuasively, not in an alleyway holding a sword coin.
Yes, you won't be doing that.
No.
Psych check.
I'm assuming deception
Okay.
or persuasion if you're not lying. One of the two.
I have a +9 for deception in my old character, and I miss it.
Yeah, I'd say
I
just
absolutely believe you, but I don't think your friend's
Yeah.
going there.
Yeah, he's smiling. He's happy. Like he said what he said, and he's like very strongly insinuating that is not what you'll be doing.
Oh yeah, no, that was her plan.
Are we sure, Gail, that approaching a local celebrity in such a manner by somebody he doesn't know, I mean, he might think you're some sort of groupie or something.
I mean, he did have a rather probably unpleasant first meeting with you. Although I did think it was quite funny.
Anything about my general vibe, appearance, or expression scream groupie to any of you.
Did that guy actually look like he was connected to reality to you?
You do
I
follow me around, and I am a musician.
Oh, you
Yeah,
are.
I'm more groupie. Oh god.
I love it. But I was going to say, it sounds very boring going to this person without just Lyra. I mean, that's where the drama lies, so we should save that for tomorrow.
Is the concert today, or I mean, sorry, is the concert tomorrow or the day after?
The day after. We got a couple of days in here.
So this is the next morning, so the concert is tomorrow?
No, one more day and then the day after that.
Oh,
2 full days and then
the day after tomorrow.
And then the day of the concert.
Yeah.
I've mixed up my timeline. Oh no, we have 2 days of doing nothing? Please, can we do something?
What would you like to do?
We should hunt a baker.
I think you just find a baker.
Yes, but they run.
They are quick.
They are quick.
Let's try talking to a baker first, though, before we hunt.
Ah, yes. Well, I wouldn't have pulled a blade on them, but I assumed you had to get a jump on them.
Depends on the baker, and it depends on how you're coming at them.
Depends what they're holding.
And
I
I'm
mean,
not
Mama-
lying on that one. That is straightforward. If I'm sneaking up on them, you know, I gotta be more careful.
Do bakers tend to run from you?
No, they tend to run at me at times.
Wasn't that what you want? You want your food?
Well, no, it's not to give me food.
Brilliant idea.
Yeah.
What if
I
me
have
and
no
just
idea
Lyra-
how that fresh bakery got into my pouch. I really don't.
And then then it's the question is, oh.
what if the three of us, me and just Lyra and Gale, the groupie, go and find a baker, and then Quentin, you hide in the shadows and tie their bootlaces together in case they do try to run.
What would this accomplish?
Nobody's giving me a great idea for later.
You know, you know,
We're
you
checking
could just
everybody's
offer
shoes
them
to see
money
who's
and
got
they won't run.
bootlaces.
Just offer them money.
Gail, you don't happen to have bootlaces.
Who?
Gail.
No,
Are
I
they
don't think
slide
you
ons
like
or are they
slide-ons.
tie-ups?
You got armor on, so probably not.
Yeah.
Ooh, but you've got like shin guards, right?
She's got like Velcro, shin guard, kind of metal contraptions.
We're the 100% Velcro in this world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fancy
Oh,
Velcro.
undoubtedly.
We
Say
have
that
to
then.
do something. We're not going
Let's
to.
go. Let's go to the baker. Come on.
The bakery!
And I fly off Gail's shoulder and I grab your friend by the ear and start tugging down the road.
I'd say you gotta feel a little tug on your ear. Quentin isn't very strong.
Yeah. Neither is your friend either, actually. So he does stumble along after him.
Fair.
It's gotta be the funniest thing ever. A skinny Goliath being pulled down the road by his ear by a fairy that's 2 feet tall.
If you're looking for a bakery, roll an investigation check.
I'll actually look this time.
Lyra is less looking for a baker and more just keeping an eye out for who is walking around, walking past them. She does not want to be caught off guard again.
Alright. I'd say, oddly enough, your friend, you have, like, just using your nose, you managed to smell and find bakery pretty quickly. It's not a very big town. It's called the Fluffy Scone. And it's just like a squat little building. Mostly sandstone, wooden door, that sort of thing. And it's got looks like it's got a currently open window with the smell of baked goods wafting through it.
Pie on the window, so.
No.
That was so going home with me.
He walks in through the doors and immediately announces to everyone inside the building, "Don't run!"
You see a middle-aged man with kind of got sandy, dirty blonde hair, but it's kind of like in like an undercut thing we've got going on.
Hello?
Good morning, kind sir.
Good morning. How can I help you?
Ignore the big guy. He had a bad thing with the baker back home. We're from a long way away, and the baker used to always run from him forever. So when I say ignore the don't run part, but don't ignore him. He's a nice kid.
Please don't
And
run.
I literally reach around his head with my arm, and I'm like patting him on both ears.
It's
With that,
very
though.
important you don't run.
What kind of what kind of baker are you? Are you a sweets guy? Are you a breads guy? How do you work here? And I'm steepling my fingers together in front of my little face.
He kind of like spreads his arms, and you see like all sorts of baked goods, like breads and sweets and cookies, everything.
What is your specialty, sir?
That would probably be these fairy cakes.
Did you say fairy cakes?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's what they're called.
As I do a little flip in the air, going, I gotta have one of those. What are the fairy cakes?
They're sitting kind of like on the counter in like a little display. They're like little round little pastries type of thing. They look like they're made of like a, I guess, phyllo pastry, but they got like icing over the top, and it's almost looks like a bread, but also a pastry type of ingredient as well. It's kind of like a combination thing going on.
Yeah, I
Stickler
definitely
racing.
want one of those.
Well, one of those run 1 silver piece a piece.
How about 4 for 2 silver?
1 silver piece a piece?
4 for 2 silver.
No.
Oh, come on.
I run a business. I have ingredients to buy.
I mean, you named them after me.
Um,
I do a little fairy wing flutter.
That's just what they're called. It's a recipe I picked up from a friend that comes from the Feywild.
Really, who? Maybe I know him. Or her. Or it. I never know with fairy.
Well, they're not a fairy, but they're an elf.
Ah, what of them? They're good people, generally. Do you know which court? Are they part of one of the courts?
No, I'm not sure.
Okay. Have I ever heard of a fairy cake?
Yeah, I'd say you have. It's a fairly common delicacy.
Okay.
I'm just
In
making
that
this
case,
shit
I'll
up.
pay the 4 silver.
Alright, so he kind of like starts carefully like taking little pieces of like parchment paper and wrapping up individual ones and putting them in a bag for you. Anything else?
Somehow, as they come out, I pass them to everybody. I pass one to everybody. Just don't think you're eating me, okay? This is not really me. I know what you might think, your friend.
It's not made of fairies, then.
No.
Oh, that's a little less interesting, but it's good because you shouldn't eat fairies.
It's a good answer. I was afraid you were going to say that. That makes it sound less less yummy. I was going to be worried. Anyway,
Oh, no, fairies delicious.
I have a question for you, good sir. If people need help, rats in their basement, or they're being, that type of thing that, people like us who have swords and like to help people out. Is there like a jobs board or a place that they would leave messages, or how would I go about finding out if anybody needed help in town?
You could ask the Justicar at the council building.
Okay, and he doesn't post anything though.
I'm not. There might be a job board. I haven't really had to look.
You are awesome, sir. And I drop my 6 copper on the table because I hate carrying copper.
I'd like to purchase a cake.
Would a full one or a slice?
A full cake.
That'll be 1 gold. It's a little 4-inch wide, a 4-inch diameter cake.
What is the best flavor you have?
Probably the chocolate. Devil's food cake.
Could you take 2 halves of a cake and mush them together?
No.
Oh.
I mean,
Very stern baker.
they're kind of sold in either individual slices or a full cake, not really a half a cake. Unless you're buying half a cake worth of slices.
I will purchase your chocolate cake, good sir. What was your name?
Martin.
Martin. If I were to tell you a funny joke, would you add sprinkles to it?
Sure.
This I gotta hear.
And he stops and he's got a big wide grin on him. Do you have a joke?
Aren't you telling me one?
Well, I don't have one, but if you could tell me the joke, then I will tell it to you.
It's not really how this works.
Oh. Okay, I'll just purchase the cake then. Oh, this is very difficult.
You're doing great.
I am now standing on the floor with my elbow on Splinter's back, eating my fairy cake, giving Splinter some nibbles off of it, and looking at your friend going, I don't even know what to do with that one. That one was just, yeah, I don't know what to do.
So stunned you can't even fly.
Splinter's like running into my chest going, no, I'm confused too, buddy.
Yeah.
He'll hand over the gold.
I'll accept the gold and kind of pull a cake out. He'll like stop for a second and then add some chocolate sprinkles to it. And just kind of put it in like a box.
You are merciful. I will return one day with a joke.
I'll hold you to that.
Your personal quest.
Just don't expect it to be a good joke. That one I couldn't resist. Splinter. I had to say it.
Wow.
We succeeded in finding a baker! Now what?
We enjoy our delicacies.
Yeah, we enjoy our cakes as we walk towards the Jester car. Just Lyra?
Yeah.
I
Yes,
suppose.
let's go there. I am very curious about this government building. We should definitely go there.
Alright. So you start, I'd say, are you leading them, Quentin? Did you found it?
I will hop back up onto Gail's shoulder and start over there, Gail. Go that way. I think it's over there.
I'll just look at Lyra and see where Lyra goes.
She's looking to Quentin and see where he wants to go.
Who's
And
the,
then just being in a big circle of like.
Just Lyra, trust me, it's over that way. And you'll have to go first because
Alright.
Gail won't go unless you go.
This is true.
All right, Lyra leads the way.
so with Quentin's help, so you eventually find the building, and there is actually a task board out front.
Well, I quickly, as soon as I see the task board, I'll hop off the task board. I'll hop off of Gail's shoulder and head over, hover in front of it, going through the tasks that are listed there to see if any are worthwhile.
You see, there isn't really much right now. It's mostly, notices about, not hoarding water, not, remembering to pay your water tax, and your taxes in general, and, there is one job that says something about, a mine that has become infested with something that /quarry that's come not too far outside of Grimsby that's been infested with something. They're not sure what, but it's actually no. It would say a knoll infested mine that has caused production to come to a standstill, and they're looking for people to clear it out. It says reward 2,000 gold pieces. Please inquire within.
A knoll? Is that like a null? In that it's nothing?
We'll slide over and land on just Lyra's shoulder and lean real close to her ear and whisper, Lyra,
Yes.
that flask you found hidden.
All right.
And I start pointing to all of the water warnings. Something tells me something like that might not be popular in this place.
Or very popular, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah.
It's either going to be taken from you,
We're taking
you're-
you out.
They're gonna take you out for it.
Right, good to know.
That would be very difficult to do.
But then I look over my shoulder and say, Gail? Think we can take on some gnolls?
Are you asking me to put Lyra in danger by going to attack gnolls?
No. I'm saying if gnolls came at Lyra for some reason, could you kill them?
Oh, absolutely.
Hey, Lyra, should we see if we can get Gail to go with us and go do the gnoll, go find out about the gnoll thing? Whispering that now to Lyra.
You do realize I'm not that big of a fighter, right?
Like, maybe we can find out what's going on, and maybe there's a way we can do it without fighting, but I don't know anything about gnolls in your world.
I know anything about gnolls.
Roll a nature check.
Alright. Not great.
You don't know much. You know they're kind of some sort of humanoid dog-like creature. You're not.
Anything about gnolls?
Well, you can roll a nature check too.
Yeah, this should go well. Straight roll.
You know about what Lyra knows. You know that they can be kind of vicious. They're pack hunters. And it's not. I say it's not uncommon for them to just take over underground places.
That should be like. Could be interesting.
Should be fun, but look at that, 2,000 gold. We could really use that to get the whole traveling show thing put together.
Is that a lot?
I assume so. It's your world. My world, that's a pretty good payday.
Alright.
I agree, that is a fair chunk of change. That we need money necessarily.
Well, I don't know about you, but I don't have a lot left. And if it's costing us about a gold a day per two of us, I'm out of money inside of a week.
That's true.
Plus, we need to try and get our supplies and our stuff together to make this traveling thing work so that we don't have to spend a gold a day on rooms.
Are we like low on money?
Well, I mean, I have some. I never really count it. Looks in her bag really quick.
It's probably a good idea to be prepared.
I'm just thinking if we got a couple of days to get stuff done and there's not really anybody here that we can talk to about the symbols. Although when we go in, we have to go, I guess, talk to, what is this, adjust something or other?
The Justicore.
Yeah, we got to talk to that person anyway. So that'll give us a chance to ask them about maybe symbols or anything see if they know anything, or if they know somebody who might. And we may need money to find out more information about the symbols.
Or to purchase
Where I come from, you have to pay people who know lots of stuff to tell you stuff.
Really? I usually just ask. Or I do
Well,
like
my
research.
friend Natalie could do that a lot too, but she started not doing it so much because she didn't want anybody to know who she was.
You keep mentioning this Natalie chick. Do you have a
Oh,
love
Natalie,
history there?
she was the sweetest little girl.
Little girl.
Well, I mean, look at me. I'm a little guy.
She looks about ready to punch him.
Yeah. I recommend you amend your phrasing. That means different things.
Okay, let me rephrase. She was a most amazing adult fairy.
There you
Is that
go.
better? Okay. Most amazing adult fairy. She had flame red hair. She had dragonfly wings that would like glitter in the dark.
She liked you. Did you play an instrument?
She played a violin.
Is she now?
What a
Don't
coincidence!
brag. Lyra, we might need to go track down this Natalie chick at some point and see if you want to be friends.
You may have to. I would love to meet her. And she's like staring this man like dead in the eyes, like on her shoulder, like.
She is really nice. Just Lyra.
Was she now?
She was. Well, I assume is. She was alive the last time I saw her.
Why aren't you together anymore? Is it because of this?
Really, there's this block in my brain that of stuff I can't remember. I remember she wasn't happy with something I was planning to do, and I was going to do it anyway, and then I can't remember what that was.
That sounds very much like you.
Not really. This is weird, but anyway. So, what do you think? Should we go ask this person, just Lyra?
I think it's fair to at least inquire. She looks like very close to just like punching someone right now.
Just Lyra, are you a little angry?
Miss Lyra, are you upset that you can't count your coins? I could do that for you.
No. I'm very fine. Let's go and talk to this person.
But if you ever want me to count your coins, I swear I wouldn't steal a single one.
You can count.
So you guys head in.
Remain quiet. I plead the Fifth Amendment.
Fifth Amendment? What's that?
You don't have rights. You're a peasant.
So you guys head inside?
I think so.
So you head inside. It's a fairly simple building. There is just a clerk of some sort. Small little, say, human behind the what you qualify as a reception desk, just scribbling something.
Oh,
Hello, how can I help you?
we are here to perhaps maybe inquire about the Knoll job.
So you'd like to talk to Justicar Weinstecker?
Yes, absolutely. Me and Weinstecker, we go way in the future.
Did you say wine stacker?
Mm-hmm.
I love this guy. Girl, what is a guy? Girl, what? Who's the guest star?
He is a man, yes.
I love him already.
Stacks wines.
W-E-I-N,
I
Stacker.
believe it's just a family name.
Oh,
It's not as fun.
I bet it was like a secondary job.
So the clerk says, I'll get him, and disappears into like a door behind him for a few minutes, and then walking out, you see a older gentleman, human. She kind of got a little liner on the eyes. Still got like full head of really dark black hair, single ponytail in the back, and he comes out and says, I hear you're inquiring about our Knoll problem.
That is true. You heard well.
over to Lyra.
You're the one interested in this. You do the talking.
Yes, Lyra, you're our leader.
We're just interested in getting some more information about this potential job.
Yes, from what just what I understand, we've got a mine/quartz combination thing. A few hours outside town that we mine various things and stone for construction mostly. But recently a pack of gnolls has moved in and we're having trouble extricating them.
What is a knoll?
It's kind of a dog-like humanoid thing. Vicious things.
Oh, they're not friendly. That would make sense why they're giving you trouble.
Hmm.
And how many do you think there is, or possibly, off the top of your head?
I'm not sure. I don't know the inner workings of the gnoll pack.
And who reported this?
Well, the miners that fled.
Do they possibly know? Are they still there?
No, they're probably in town or possibly wherever they might be while they're waiting for the mine to be cleared so they go back to work.
Has anyone died?
Not that I'm aware of. The gnolls invaded and they ran. There might have been a death or two. Nothing's been reported to me.
Very wise of them to run. I heard that gnolls are quite vicious.
Mm-hmm.
And you're willing to pay us for this little task. Is any of this gold up front, perchance?
No. It's kind of a on completion.
Oh, it would possibly help us if we could maybe suit up a little bit for a possible battle.
Well, there's things we can offer you.
Oh, really?
Not much, but we can't really pay anyone until the problem's dealt with.
Do you have a shield? I could use a spare shield. I've lost mine.
I'm sure we could procure a shield.
Excellent. What about the rest of you? Do you need anything to do this little task?
Is there a time frame this needs to be completed in?
No, it's just as soon as possible.
Alright.
The sooner the mine's clear, the sooner we can get our workers back to work.
What about you, Gale, Quentin? Any questions, concerns?
Nah, I'm good.
How far out of the way is this mine?
A couple hours. It's not too far away.
Mr. Winestacker, would you like a slice of my cake?
I would love one if you're offering.
I just request maybe a joke if you could tell me one.
She kind of looks at you strangely. I'm not really a joke person.
Oh, that's so... Oh, I won't shame you. I thought that I was, but I apparently have lost all mine. I will still offer you a slice of cake because I am a very generous person.
That's very kind of you.
Thank you. You are a very kind person indeed.
Thank you. I try.
He was still carrying the box, and he'll open it up and start to dig out a slice with his bony index finger. Here you are.
He kind of like, how are you handing it to him?
He doesn't actually pull out the slice, but he did carve out like a crude slice with his fingernail. And then pulled out the box towards him.
like the whole box.
Yeah.
He'll take the box. I only want to slice. I'm good. And he doesn't take the box.
Oh, no, I was offering for you to take the slice out of the box.
I don't really have anything on me to handle a slice of cake at the
What
moment.
do you mean?
I don't have a plate or anything or utensil.
You just put it in your mouth. You're a funny man.
She'll step and be like, I very much apologize for him. He hit his head the other day and been a little off, but I assure you he is still quite capable.
I did. I hit my head
will
multiple
contact,
times.
we'll contact you if when we try to take this on.
Let me know. I need to drop a contract for you to sign.
Of course. You good here?
I suppose. Yes. But we're not doing it then.
I don't think we can go out right now. It is
Fairly,
a while. At least a whole day.
it's fairly early in the day.
We could go today or even
I mean, you
tomorrow.
guys woke up not long ago. Even if you slept in. Probably like almost midday, but
Please, just Lyra, please.
Talk about it. I need to have a conversation with someone.
Oh, if we must, all right. Well, goodbye, Justicor, Wine Stacker. I will maybe return with a plate if I ever find one.
okay.
Goodbye.
He kind of waves and then retreats back into what you assume is his office. What do you guys do?
Leave the building.
What do you guys do?
I was gonna say, I need to have a quick private word with Clinton here. It'll just be right down this alley right here. You can
You have
walk
a
from the end.
relationship.
No, just a quick little discussion.
The Goliath wiggles his eyebrows.
He takes like a deep breath, like exhales. You can stand right at the entry of the alley, Gale. Clinton and I just need to have a quick chat.
But
Like,
actually, your ability to send me away only refreshes every 24 hours, and it has been 9 hours. So you have another, like, 15 or you can do with that ability.
Wouldn't be really too
Nothing
far
on
away.
that one.
Be like just a couple feet, really.
Oh, Kale, do you like playing dice? I have dice.
I mean, sometimes.
She doesn't wait to
but-
hear an answer. She just storms off into the alley with Quentin.
Alright.
You're trying to get her to kill me, aren't you?
No, as soon as she gets far enough in the alley, she's like, no, and I don't know what the hell you heard. Mention a freaking Natalie again. I will have Kale end you. I will tell her all sorts of things. That
What's
you did
wrong
in the
with
valley.
What's wrong with my friend Natalie?
You know what the problem is.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
What did you hear?
I heard. What are you talking about?
Insight check.
Roll a deception check! Insight check. Each of you.
Maybe.
Oh no.
Yes, he doesn't know what you're talking about.
So you're just telling me you happen to have a friend named Natalie.
Yeah, she's a little redheaded fairy that I used to date when I was back in Arctis Tour. She plays the violin. She's very cute. Little scary.
Right.
What? What's wrong with Natalie?
I would, nothing. And how about we leave it at that? We may have a problem otherwise. Am I understood?
Keep asking me about Natalie. What do you expect me to do? Lie?
I haven't asked a thing about Natalie, except for now.
No, they do. And I'm pointing down the alley at the other two.
She'll see Quentin gesturing.
Don't
How
get
about
off me.
Suppose if they keep asking about it, fine.
I
However,
will not bring her up in conversation anymore. I will allow me to phrase this. She was really important to me. I think about her a lot, but I will do my best not to bring her up anymore. Although I want to know why.
no reason.
Insight check.
Deception check and insight check. No reason.
Fair enough, but seems a little goofy to me. I give her the fairy side eye.
All right. Glad we had come to an understanding.
Was that all you brought me down an alleyway for?
And she turns out and walks back.
You
Now,
mean
Gale, if you spit on the dice, they roll even better.
What would you
How
get?
does that work?
Well, you know, dice are quite dry.
Do dice absorb liquid?
No, it loops them.
Oh, you're back on that.
You keep using that word. I do not think you know what that word means, but you think it means.
Lubrication?
Blowing on dice doesn't lubricate them.
No, you spit on them.
No, you don't spit on dice. You blow on dice.
No, I have.
Give them love.
I've always...
Spitting on them just makes them angry.
What?
Yes,
How do you know this?
they told me.
Insight check.
Deception check.
Oh no!
I was gonna say, this is what I've got to lose. His insight is like plus 20. Yep.
100% lying.
You fool! I've had these dice ever since I've had them.
I didn't mean your dice. I meant dice have told me.
No. Those are different dice. These dice are my dice, and these dice, you spit on them, and then they roll much better.
How about we talk about this while we're on the road? Which way are we going, just Myra?
Are we going? Are we going to kill the gnolls?
We're gonna go check them out. Right, Gail? Just looking for now.
I mean, it seems like we need the money, so I think we'll be stabbing them regardless, but...
But we didn't sign the contract, and I was going to get a shield from them.
So we go in. Say we're ready.
Okay,
I had the conversation to have, and now we're good.
Sake of brevity, you end up signing the contract, and they roll it up and they give you just a standard shield. Your friend kind of eyeing you like, okay.
Fuck you, idiot.
And it's just a standard like little metal shield.
Okay.
It's functional.
Yeah, functional.
Do this.
Alright, see you guys.
The montage, the back of the action movie montage was walking out of the building. Looking awesome, and my hair flowing behind me.
100%. So, you guys are heading straight out towards the mine? I'll say they gave you directions and like a little map to get there.
Yeah.
So say, you start heading out of town, and I think heading towards the mine. I think we'll call it there for today.
You
All right.
Okie dokie.
Mm-hmm. I love how Lyra is like, fuck my life.